Hey, what up everyone? I'm Sinnycool, and this is Gems of War. And today, I'm gonna be working on the world event. We got a new pet here, Bilb. I think it's for Easter. It's got a little Easter basket, a little tail there. So we'll probably be doing that too. The dungeon, some vault keys, whatever you guys want to do. Excuse me. Let's get rid of all these blinkies first, though. Got mail. Ooh, I got some gifts. Hey, that's Allie. Shout out to Allie. And let me get everything fixed here on my side. Alright, I got that. Let me get to the live chat. Anybody on spring break this week? I think some people are, at least kids. Alright, got that. Hey, what up, Mike D? How's it going, man? Setting it to live chat. There we go. And got rid of that other one. That's just a reminder. PS4 problems, you know. It's so nice when I do a PC stream and I can just take the reminder and it rolls into the live stream. But on PS4 you can't do that. Kind of like sharing team codes, can't do that either. Unless you do it a roundabout type of way. Come on now. Waiting on my computer. Alright, we got our mail. Let's see what kind of offers we got. Anything good? Glorfindel, Supernova, Ebony, Elgins, how's it going? Okay, got that, got that. Go here. And almost ready. Easter, we got this. If you log in every day, you get the free, whatever the free thing is at the end there. I think the only people that wouldn't get it is if you don't log in one of the days. Which most of us, I think, log in at least once every day, right? So that's what that is. Rare metal offer. I'd probably never buy that, even as a beginner. Crafting wealth. 30 diamonds for 300 gems. I don't think so, unless I was in a desperate situation. Which, hey, this week, what do we got? I think Phoenicia and Flaming Oni, right? Which would be a hard decision for some people. I could imagine. That would suck. Yeah, Phoenicia, you see everybody using this all the time. It's still going to be very good for probably another year or so. Diamantina is the new, like, best AoE option. But how many of us have Diamantina? Not very many. So Phoenicia is still really good, and probably will be for at least another 6 months to a year until everybody has Diamantina, which is going to take a while. So she's still really good. And Flaming Oni is one of my personal favorites. I keep him out of the top 10 because I don't think it's kind of a bias. I just prefer him. But might be a top 15, top 20. He's right there with Phoenicia, in my opinion. Really good. Aquarius not bad, but above average. Yasmin's chosen. Can loop. Alright, let's see what's going on with y'all. So we got Mike D. We got Emotep, aka Rich Kaufman. Glorfindel, Supernova, Ebony, Elgins, Mick Double Dad. Glorfindel, Allie, Chop, got Bull, Allie, Supernova. Allie with the gifted membership went to Supernova. Nice. That's a good one. Alright. What are we going to do? Let's go do some world event, possibly. Shattered Dreams. Mike D says, good morning. Rich Kaufman, my first live in months. Glorfindel, hey. Supernova, hello. Ebony, good morning. Elgins, whatever it is, where you are. Good. Mike D. Don't skip the adventure board today. What do we got? I don't ever skip it, I don't think. Nice. Gems and deeds. Imperial deeds. Every day, Mick Double Dad. Got Chop. Mike D, you're first, man. Supernova got his third Diamantina. Holy cow. Bull says, hey, Cinny. How goes you? Looking forward to your stream. Hey, I'm alright. How are you? It's spring break, so all the kids are home. Allie got her Phoenicia. Congratulations. Also, thank you for the gift and the gifted membership. Ducking and diving with the new job. Extended gifted sub. Oh, so that is possible then. So you're already a member and you got it extended. So that's cool. No problem, Crow Seed. Thanks for being here. Bert is here. McDoubledad says, Bull, I know you just started your own guild, but you always got a spot in Cheez-It Toasty. Ooh, I like toasty Cheez-Its. Those are good. I almost buy them at the store just so they won't stop selling them. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like that's one of those products at the store that if people stop buying it, they're going to stop making them. And I really like them. I don't know why. I like the taste of, like, something that's slightly burnt. I don't know. Like, oh, what else? Cheez-Its are really good. Like popcorn. It's always a delicate balance with popcorn, though, you know? Told my burnt popcorn story a bunch of times. What am I going to use here? Let's do the adventure board real quick while we get some more people in here. Leveling up War Priest using the gold team because it's not much slower than Rowan. Might as well. Supernova says, Angel hasn't visited me in days. He wasn't a good boy. Oh, no. Yeah, I haven't been farming merchants and angels very much. I feel like I'll be tempted. I'm trying to build back up my gem stack. And I know I'll be tempted by things I see there from the merchant. If I was disciplined enough to only take stuff from the angel, that would be a different story. But I don't feel like I am. I don't think anybody can be that disciplined, really. You see something really good from the merchant that you need, you're probably going to buy it. Some purple deeds, some green deeds, you know? Goldfish? Is there like slightly burnt goldfish? That'd be sick. Whatever they're called. Toasty goldfish? That'd be good. White cheddar popcorn? It's always that delicate balance where I want the taste of the slightly burnt popcorn, but you can't go overboard because you'll stink up your whole house. My story for that is I remember being at a job and somebody put popcorn in the microwave in the break room, which was very close to the office where all the bigwigs were. And we were just some lowly warehouse workers. And it was like it was his break or something. He put the popcorn in the microwave. He, like, instead of putting like 1 or 2 minutes, he put like 10 or 20. And then forgot about it. And he burned the crap out of his popcorn and stank up the whole office. It was hilarious. I don't think he did it on purpose, but if he had done it on purpose, that'd have been genius. You just act like it was an accident. Somebody makes you mad that day. Some boss comes out and tells you you're not doing good enough. And you happen to have some popcorn for your snack. You put it in the microwave and you accidentally put 11 instead of 1. Oopsie daisy. And then you forgot about it. Oh, sorry. I thought I put 1 minute. I wasn't trying, you know? It was an accident. Doesn't really hurt anybody. It just stinks up the whole office and everybody has to smell it for the rest of the day. Probably the rest of the week. And you get back at them. Or you bring some fish, and then the next day you bring some fish. There's always that person at the office job. Bring some fish in for lunch. I'm like, come on, man. Nobody wants to smell your stinky fish all day. Bring something else. You want to eat some fish, bring some tuna or something. Some of you don't have to cook in the microwave. I brought my leftover salmon. Gotta warm it up. It's gonna stink up the whole office, but I don't care because it's my lunch. Gotta eat, you know. I'll die if I don't eat. We got Sebastian. Allie says snickerdoodle popcorn. That does sound good. Tone Smoke Off is here. Sebastian. Sweet popcorn. One time I bought this like unicorn popcorn. It had a like bunch of different colors. It had, like, I forget what was on it, like caramel or something. It was pretty good, but you kind of get sick of it by the time you get to the bottom of the bag. Alright, I need red, green, and brown. Here's some brown. Get this good stuff off the adventure board. Red, green, brown, where you at? Nowhere. nowhere to be found. Leveling up War Priest because I'll get a Kingdom Power if I get it to a certain level. I'm at that point in the game. I'm leveling up crappy classes. So I got all the good ones done. Wouldn't recommend it for anybody that's not high, super high level with all the other classes leveled up already. Great passive-aggressive office shenanigans, I feel ya. That's what I was trying to ask for whenever the maintenance man was coming in. And I wanted to make them not stay as long. Like, looking for something like that. Like, I'll burn a bunch of popcorn before they get here. Walk around in my tidy, baggy brownies. Play some really, It's Raining Men or something while I vacuum the whole time. Also while burning popcorn. Sort of passive-aggressive way to get these people out of here. Would be nice. Put a little dookie on the door handle. Little dog dookie. Mike D says best thing ever, put tin foil in the microwave. Or like Wrigley's gum foil. Yeah. Only like start a little show for you, a little lightning show, a little bit of fire. I'd be afraid to burn down the whole office though. I've done that accidentally before. You know, you'll be warming something up. You know, like once or twice in my whole life, I'll accidentally leave the metal spoon in there in the bowl. So I know how that looks. You accidentally leave that spoon in there. Get to see that little light show. Take it out pretty fast though. You're like, whoa! Open it. Holy crap! Yeah, popcorn's hard. You gotta really sit there and babysit it. You can't even really just put a time on there and walk away at all. It was like a kid. It was like a teenage. Yeah. He just forgot, I think. I don't think he was doing it maliciously. He just forgot. Because, yeah, you really got to just stand there and watch it and babysit it. So, yeah, you wait till it stops popping. And then, like, you know, it'll pop every once in a while. You got to go, like 10 seconds a little bit too far. And then you get the slightly burnt popcorn that tastes real good. Put a little salt on it. Some butter. Rich says there's Nutter Butter popcorn. I got some, what are they called? Nutty Buddy bars. Saw the kids had them and I was eating them. Like, I want some of my own. L says, never in my life would I microwave salmon. If it's already cooked, eat it cold. If it ain't, why the heck you gonna microwave the poor fish? Yeah, I don't even know. I don't eat it very often. I was just trying to think of a fish. Whatever appropriate fish for that situation would be. I don't know. I don't eat a lot of fish. Just tuna. My little one eats a lot of tuna. Like almost every day. We stopped doing it every day. You're not supposed to eat it every day. Plus she gets sick of it sometimes. 30 seconds for salmon. Hey, what up, Beg for Mercy? How's it going? You having fun with your new games? You're out of jail? You're out of the Gems of War addiction? You having fun with your new games? You still playing Marvel, or what are you playing now? Crap. My power cord fell out of my laptop. Gotta plug it back in. This laptop dies in like 5 minutes. Hate that. Alright, red and green. Skulls are nice too. Take the skulls. We'll make them weaker for our skeleton key. To hit them hard and kill them. Red, green, brown. Where are you at? There we go. With this team, you never want to like cast the Cedric. He's just there for his traits. Red, green, brown. Where are you at? Come on. Take this yellow. Hope for brown to happen. No. Got the red over here. Got the egg thief. Let's take the skulls though. Now we'll egg thief. Hopefully this will kill. Yes, sirree. Get it back up. Let's go. We win. You gotta massage the bag first. Is that for real? Massage the bag? I had to say that twice, right? Glorfindel says it's a great day when my... You're on the same level as me there, man. The second time I said it, I realized. First time I was like, for real? You know, massage your popcorn bag? And then I just said it twice like an idiot. Ooh, this battle's kind of hard. Get that extra turn. The egg thief. But yeah, that mirrored halls the other day was kind of difficult. It's super RNG. It's like when you lose a troop, and then you're trying to get it back, and you cast a 50% chance, and it doesn't happen. So then you're trying to get your mana back or whatever. The enemy's doing enemy things. You finally get your mana back, but at that point your second slot's weakened a little bit. You cast it again, it's a 50% chance again. You miss it. And now you're like scrambling to get your mana again. The enemy's doing enemy things. You're getting even weaker in your second slot. You finally get it up again. You cast it again. It's a 50% chance. It doesn't happen for the third time in a row. The enemy eventually kills your second slot. Now you're trying to get mana for your third and fourth slot. And if you happen to finally get it and you cast it, it's like if you don't get it at that point, you're screwed. That 50% chance. And that's what was happening for me. Like, I was playing it, I think I was playing it well. It's just I had to eventually get lucky. When I needed the 50% to go off, they finally went off. And I never really, it didn't like work the way it was supposed to. Like, the Mirrored Queen, you're supposed to like grab something from the enemy's team that's good. So now you have a good troop on your team. And it just never happened that way for me. I finished the Pure Faction the same way I started it, with the Pure Faction troops. All, of course, 1 HP. Of course you are. Should have did the, It took me, like, I would say, I think it took me 5 tries yesterday. Which would be easier if you're doing it through the event. It would be not easier, but, you know, if you're doing it through the event, it's going to take longer. Because you got to go all the way up to 500. But you'll also have, like, extra stats, extra potions, and all that stuff. The way I already had it at 500. And all I needed was the Pure Faction, so I wasn't going to go through the whole event just for a little bit of stats. And I was getting closer and closer each time. Alright, so that's the adventure board. It's pretty good today. Don't miss it. I just got the War Priest of 50. I should have another star, I think. There it is. I'm just finding the crappy classes that I need to do for a power level, and whatever one's the closest to getting. So I might switch to something else now, I might not. 50 to 60, that's only 10 levels. But I also need pets, so I gotta keep that in mind. I'm not just gonna be able to pull a pet out of my butt. So I might switch to a different class here. Let's look around a little bit. Dervish, I only need 10 levels. Could do Dervish. Wish these were in more like a kind of order. Like, have you ever like tried to go around to all your kingdoms and check on them, but you're not sure if you hit all of them? Because they're not like in a row or anything. It's not easy to go from kingdom to kingdom to kingdom and make sure you hit every single one. Because they're all like kind of, can't really tell. I guess you could go, I don't know how you would do that. Pets. You guys get to see everything I'm blocked on. Pets, of course. Tier 6 challenge, but I need to upgrade 30 Shintang troops to level 20. Is that even possible? Nah, I'd have to get 2Z. There's just enough troops for that. So if you don't have every single troop fully ascended, can't do it. Doomsayer, but I need a pet. I only have to do a challenge there. But I'd probably like... Okay, pets. Oracle. So we got Oracle or Dervish so far. But they're the same. It's challenges. I need to do my challenges soon. Now's about the time. Pets. Assassin, I need 5 levels, but those 5 levels are probably just as hard as going from 40 to 50 or whatever it was. Was it 50 to 60? Pull a pet out of your butt. There's another pull a pet out of my butt situation. There's another one. I mean, with orbs, if you get a minion orb, that's kind of like pulling a pet out of your butt. Dragon's Claw. Pets. Challenges. See, challenges I could just do. But I'm not going to do those until I'm like done with everything else that I'm doing for the day type of deal. So Dervish. Probably just do Dervish. I doubt I'm going to find anything that's lower. Pets. Pets. My fix for that's going to be the minion orbs, I think. Or the Legends Reborn, where they give you way too many. You'll never have to think about pets again. I'm not too worried about it. I'm super patient. And what am I going to get anyway? You know what I mean? A little bit of gold or something. I'm not like super worried about it. Rune Priest. There's one. I don't have one pet for Stormheim. That's weird. Necromancer, but I need a pet. Pets. Just gotta do challenges there, pretty easy too. Alright, I'm gonna go with Dervish, I guess. So, now we can go do the dungeon. And I can set it to Dervish. And I haven't got a perfect in like 2 weeks. That's another thing that's RNG. I mean, you're either sitting there and you have like a billion gems and you're buying Dragonite every day, or you're getting lucky, like, and I'm getting neither one of those, so I'm very far from Diamantina still. Alright, we got the first one. If I can get the second one, I'll make a poll. Of course not. Just like every other day. Still gonna do it though, I guess. It's a class experience. It's Jules. Let's use this team for fun. And I said I would do Dervish. Alright, I'll catch up in the chat now. Hey, what's up, Sane? L says, yep, for sure, I'm a big seafood lover and a bit of a snob about it. McDouble says, massage the bag so all the kernels get coated. Mike D says, I microwave my... It was funny, man. Bull says, I forged my first ring yesterday. Just need more Dragonite to forge the next one, but dungeons have not been kind lately. I'm telling you, I haven't got a perfect in like 2 weeks. It's like my biggest dry streak in a long time. I usually get 1 a week at least. Come on. What the heck? Okay, do we got anything brown or yellow or blue to brown? Let's do this. Fun team. Blue to brown. Brown or yellow. Nothing? Let's do this. Of course not. Skulls are good too. Oh, unless they kill my stupid Wrath. This team doesn't always win. Just for fun. And they summon too. I might want to just start over. We'll see what happens. Remember when I took the Flaming Oni by itself into Explore 12? Sometimes you just do things for fun. Doesn't always have to be like, get everything done as fast as possible. It's like, I hate this game so much, I just want to get everything done as fast as possible. That's how it feels. But if you're playing it every single day, it's like, Eventually, you just gotta hurry up and get stuff done. Don't you dare! No! I might be able to win. I might lose. Get a bunch of purple. Purple and blue. Lady in the shoe. No! Leave me alone. Leave me alone, Ruby Wrath. What if I get an instant kill? Leave me alone. No! Leave me alone. Yay! I win. I thought I was gonna lose. It's okay. Let's go again. I'm not scared. Beg says, finished Age of Empires 4 DLC, started Sekiro, but found out Quantum Break is leaving Game Pass, so working on Quantum Break. What kind of game is Quantum Break? I've seen it before, but I forget. Is that like a parkour type of deal? That's what it sounds like. We need green, we need brown. Take green. No, you're about to kill my Wrath. You suck. Might just cast it. Gonna die. Let's see. Do we have it? No? Yeah? Yeah? Okay. What do we got now? Nothing? Anything. Looks like there would be something here, you know? The heck? Guess I got that kill. Don't you dare. Uh-oh. We might be in trouble again. Big trouble in Little China. No! Leave me alone. Leave me alone. Jar. You just gonna loot me to death? What's going on here? Leave me alone, Jar. Is he gonna do this, really? You suck, bro. Oh well. All in good fun. Guess since I lost, I'll switch. Let's go with this team. Easter pet, that's for sure. It's named Bilb. What the heck is a Bilb? I'm gonna look up Bilb. Does that mean anything? What's a Bilb? I don't know. Sounds like they just put a couple letters together, made a random word. We'll call it Bilb. Kinda sounds like boob. Alrighty. We loop. Somehow you did not get up? Why? What's your problem? Let's go on green. If we get a lot of green, we can do the Miraji Queen and Queen Beatrix. Let's do a back-to-back-to-back. You know what sometimes happens on this team? It's really fun. Let's say you lose your Sycorax. You got this jar here, and sometimes it'll summon the all-seeing eye troop that turns, I think green to brown, brown to green, green to brown, something like that. So you're sitting there casting Queen Beatrix, and then you can turn green to brown. It's kind of fun. What do we do here? This right here. This right here. Let's go on blue. Let's get rid of that. Let's cast this. Now I can do this. I need to make a video about that Red Guild Wars team. The team was pretty good. Still, feeling good about that one. Let's go on green. Got that. Do this. We win! Yay! Pull a pet out of your butt now? There's something to live stream, yeah. It would be a weasel. Be a hamster. Bull says, was just thinking the same, Bert. You beat me to it. McDoubledad says, you gotta massage the bag to pull a pet out of your butt. No way, it was the top 3. Poopy. Dungeon is so annoying, I agree. Tone says, when doing pet rescue, once I get the pet, I'm out. Supernova says, when it comes to dungeons, just pick a pattern and stick to it. Yeah, I think that's the way to go these days, now that it's totally random. Before it was totally random, though, it was not the way to go. But nobody knew that, so... I think you're right, though. I might pick like the bottom 3 or something. Remember how, like, the 4 slot and the 5 slot always had an 80% chance if you used the dungeon tool? Like, back when it used to work? That was kind of strange, right? There was 2 doors that had a way higher chance than the rest of the board. Come on, just get up, Sycorax. It's your problem sometimes. Even though you have a 50% start on this team. You want to sit there and play with your bag. Eating popcorn. What are you doing? Quit playing around. Let's go, buddy. Get to work. There you go. Alright, we got 14 brown. Let's run it up. Let's keep running it up. We're just hoping for something to happen. Kind of incidentally here. Or we switch colors, or we'll cast this, blah, blah, blah. Do we have... Yes, we do. Let's do this. Let's do it again. Let's cast this on green. Let's do this. Alright, come on. I want green. Helps me more. Got this yellow. Got this green. Got Psycho. Go on blue. Let's just do this. Yikes! There's that Shegra. Got brown. Luckily we built our HP up so much or we would have been dead there. Makes it a little slower, but safe. This team works if you got a bunch of traps on you. It works like no matter what, pretty much. If you just want to pick a team and stick to it for dungeon, instead of switching around all the time. This team works pretty much all the time. I think there's something, like maybe Curse or Stun, maybe, but just put some Morpheus on. I don't know. I don't think that works, does it? Anyway, forget I said that. $14 blue, that's enough. Let's do this again. There we go, we're done. Done with dungeon, which I don't really need to do unless I get it perfect, but I do it anyway. Sane likes odd teams. Mike D says, dungeons, man, perfects I probably pulled once a month. I was on a run there doing like 1 a week, and I thought that was low. Once a month would suck. Alright, let's do the world event. I think I still got the low level team on there. Because that's how I like make the teams. I usually start with the high level team. I can just sort it by base rarity and pick whatever I want. So I usually start with that team. Then I think about the mid-level team. I just take the mythics off, make my mid-level team. So most of the time I'm making the low-level team last. And then it's just here still. Alright, I don't see any the troops, so I'll just pick the highest level. The thes are worth more. This is the low-level team. Of course, if you have Queen Titania, or you have the Fox that does true damage, definitely plug it in this team. But this is for people that don't have any legendaries or any mythics. It's like my own little restriction on myself to make sure I can help as many people as possible, basically. Crystal medal. Crystal badge. Just do an Anu, I guess. Glorfindel says, be careful forging rings, for we were all deceived in the fires of Mount Doom. Another was made, one ring to rule them all, one ring to find them, one ring to bring them all, and in the darkness bind them. You remember that invasion troop? It looked just like the orc from The Hobbit. They probably do that way more than we even know. They just like find a, okay, we need a wizard. So they just look, they type wizard into Google. Then they just find a wizard from some movie or book or something. And they just kind of, then they draw it. And they just add a little, okay, but my wizard has a red hat, not a blue hat. My wizard's riding on a bunny. It's not riding on a wolf. I feel like they do that way more than we know. Whatever they need. I need an orc. I'm gonna type orc into Google. But this time they pick like the first one that popped up. You're supposed to not do that. If you're gonna copy something from Google, you should probably like go down halfway down the page or something. Not pick the first one that pops up. 'Cause that's how I found it. I was like, so I needed a thumbnail for my invasion video or whatever, and I was looking up, I forget what I was doing. I was looking up orcs or something, and I saw that one. I was like, it looks just like, they're so similar. It's riding a wolf and everything. It's got the same weapon. The only thing they added was a man bun. We'll just add a man bun. Nobody will know. They'll be too focused on the sexy man bun that they'll have no idea. That's just Azog from The Hobbit or whatever. It's okay, our wizard has a red hat and no pants. Slightly different. They'll be too busy looking at his sexy thighs to even realize it's actually Gandalf the Grey. Jerry No Pants is not Gandalf the Grey. He actually is wearing pants, they're just invisible. Because he's a wizard. Instead of riding a dragon, he rides a giant ant. Beg for Mercy says, based on the TV show, you have time-altering powers. Shooter. Oh, cool. McDoubledad says, I finally got a good E12 autoplay team. Now I can get some work done. No, wait. Zinni's live. Appreciate it. I use that Flaming Oni team. I never, like, switched it up. It never loses. That's, like, the main thing you want with an autoplay team. You don't need it to be going fast. You know? You just need it to not die. We got any the troops? No. So let's just pick the highest level. Oh, let me show this team one more time. Then I'll switch to the high level. Probably just Queen Titania's. Glorfindel says, Sane, all my teams are odd. You got some good ones, man. Almost all of yours are too. Chad with the 2, you're a freaking legend, bro. Really appreciate it. Thank you so much. So we got Ali as the engineer and Chad as the conductor. Getting that thing out there on the tracks. Keep it moving. We don't want it to, like, be stuck, not moving, rusting, making me not want to drive it and stuff. You gotta keep it out there. You gotta start the engine like once a week so your battery don't die. Blowing up purple. Got the Summer's Fury. Summer's Fury's so easy to get. Everybody has a team this week for World Event. You got the Summer's Fury. If you're doing the World Event at all, Summer's Fury is like a really early game weapon. As long as you didn't pick one color of mastery like over and over and over. As long as you did mastery the right way, you should have Summer's Fury for sure. Alright, let's do Vanya. Let's change to the higher level team. I don't even remember it. All I remember is double Queen Titania. Oh, I think King Aberon, right? 50% start for Faye. And then weapon, it's like, I don't want purple. Whoops. Don't want purple. And then I just found an explodey. I looked through all of them, too. I was looking through all of them. Like, which one has the best perks, you know? I think it was this one. The Blessing Barrier. Made that at like 4 a.m. on Monday. As far as class goes, you could do a Red Storm. We got 50% starts anyway for Queen Titania. But I like to work on classes that I don't have leveled. I might just keep it on Tidecaller. Banner, okay. We got double red, yellow, minus brown. That should work. Just go with that. Alright, let's catch up in the chat here. Sane says it's hard to win battles these days, I've noticed. Bilbies are little kangaroo-looking marsupials. Oh, okay. Them and their Australian jargon. The pet don't have a thing like... it has like a bag of Easter eggs. It's holding a basket of Easter eggs. Mike says, Chad, yes, but look at all the other cosmetic ones. They have titles from a timeline episode. Y'all have a good one. All right, we'll see you, Mike D. Thank you. Glorfindel says Easter is as bad as Halloween, only you can't get away. Yeah. Scaring the crap out of kids. They rip off so many characters. Lady Aniriel is 100% Galandriel. Even the little caption in our profile refers to her. Gotta finger that thumb. Glorfindel gifted a membership. Thank you so much. It went to Matthew Walls. Matthew Walls is now a sinner. We must pray. Yeah, congratulations. Supernova says, oh, that reminds me, I'm in the classless club with all the cool kids. Nice. Congratulations. Bet you that feels like an accomplishment. I already knew that, though, because I was at Mr. T's live stream last night, so I saw you say it. I don't like, I'm not going to be the type in his stream, like, jibber-jabbering the whole time. I don't want to take away from his... You know? I don't want any attention on myself when it's his stream. He was like trying to look for an old video, and I told him how to do it. Because it's stupid. Like on YouTube now, you can't sort by the oldest. You can't sort by oldest video. You used to be able to sort by like oldest, newest, most viewed. There used to be like like even more than that. I can't remember, like most liked or something. Like you used to be able to sort by like a lot of stuff. Now they don't let you. The only way you can do it is if it's like your own channel and you go into the YouTube studio and you go to your content and then you sort it by date. And then you can sort it by oldest date and then you can see. I hate the way they're doing that now. I don't know why they're doing it like that. Maybe there's just too many videos on the freaking website now or something. Because, like, if you really wanted to, I don't even know if you could see, like, my oldest videos if you weren't me. I'm sure you could find them somehow, but it's, like, harder now. Like, I know I'll be watching somebody, like, a totally different game, most likely. And, I'll be like, I remember watching them, like, 5 years ago, and they had this cool video, and I'm trying to find it, and I'm, like, trying to sort by oldest, or I just go down, looking for the older video. And, I feel like it stops at some point. Don't even let you go look at like super old ones anymore. I hate that. That's awesome, Supernova. I can't wait till I'm there. I mean, I can, but once I get there, it'll feel really good. To not have to like play with these crappy classes. Does this thing do any damage? No. We're just going to get up next turn either way. There we go. So we got, what, Frost Mage tomorrow? Pretty good class. If you don't have it to at least 70, maybe consider doing a little bit in the class event. Like, I guess, I don't know if I would go, like, super hard, unless you're trying for the leaderboard. Like I always say, that's the best time. If you really want to, like, win an event, get first place on a leaderboard, you sneak in there during a class event, because not very many people are going to sit there and spend a bunch of gems on a class event. But if it's a good class that you don't have to 100, and you're going to invest some gems into it anyway, and you've never got first place on a leaderboard, I mean, that's a good time to try. You just won't have as much competition. Especially if it's a bad class. But then you're, like, spending a bunch of gems on a bad class, but Frost Mage definitely a candidate if you want to try. This is still, like, definitely a top 10 class for sure. It's one of the good ones. And we got a new Mythic Friday, but it's pretty bad. Looks terrible. Like, sometimes you look at a Mythic on paper and you're like, well, I'll have to use it. I'm not sure. It looks bad on paper, but we'll see when we use it. And sometimes you can just tell by reading the spell that it's going to be crappy. That's how it goes. We can't have, like, all good Mythics. Sometimes there's got to be a new crappy Mythic. Oh, what do we got? We're going to get up next turn, and then the other one will get up the turn after that, so let's just do this. Come on, dummy. What happened? Oh, they got the, this stupid thing right here. I'll be glad when those are gone. I mean, they're kind of fun, but I feel like it just makes the battles longer. It doesn't really affect anything, unless you're all in on it. If neither side is all in on the mana draining gems, and they're just not even taking them into account, I just feel like it makes the battles longer. It does nothing. It's not going to change the course of the battle. Like, I would have killed him in one shot with Queen Titania, but they drained me. So then I killed him in one shot on the next turn. All it's doing is making the battles like one turn longer. And unless you're going all in, like if you're using King of the Raven or something, King of the Ravens, if you're going all in on it, and that's your strategy, then that's cool. But if neither team is taking advantage of it, and it's just happening randomly, all it's doing is making the battles longer. So it's not my favorite ever, basically. I don't think it's like changing the course of the battle. Like, I was going to win no matter what. All they did was stall it and make it take slightly longer. That's like a perfect heroic gem for the devs. It doesn't affect anything except for how long it takes you to get done with something. You know? And they're happy to make you take longer to get things done. Does anybody like that thing? I don't think it's as bad as Lycanthropy, but it's not like... I'd rather have like the potion one, or... I don't know. I can never think of one I like. Uber Doom Skulls. I'd rather have something else. I wonder what the next one's gonna be. That's coming soon. This is the last week of the campaign. And then we have Tower of Doom next week. And then we have a new campaign starting up, right? So we're going to have a new heroic gem. I wonder what it is. Does anybody know? What would you like it to be? Alright, so we have the Mirror Queen. The is worth more. So I know I remembered that as my thing to remember. If it has the in its name, it's worth more. And I don't have enough sigils, so I can't fight the. Let's grab this, though. Alright, we did the dungeon. We did the adventure board. We did the world event. Let's go do that pet. Get these medals off of here. Let's do... I don't know, I guess that. Let's go get Bilb. Okay, we got Foe Mag. And it's on Warlord. I'm not on Sunspear. Alright, let's go. Let's get this pet. Rich got Ironhawk. Congrats. You just need one more. That's definitely better than having 0, you know? I would rather be in your situation than in somebody not having any. You're one step closer. And there's an Adana, so save up those event keys, Rich. Don't use event keys on nothing. Save up thousands. I think Adana's probably going to come around before, like, Ironhawk will come back through the Soul Forge. But you never know. So I think it's a new cycle as of 2 or 3 weeks ago. So it might come through. You just gotta... I would save all my diamonds and all my event keys for Ironhawk. Get that second one. The only problem with that advice is if they nerf it. But I really hope they don't. I think there's going to be a riot if they do. All these people that just got it. Like those of us who've had it for ever since it came out. And we started using it pretty much immediately. Like we can't complain too much if they nerf it. Because we're going to be like, oh yeah, of course. Like you can't win a battle without the enemy even getting a turn. Like that's a little bit crazy. I mean, it's cool if it happens every once in a while. Some crazy cascade. You have an empowered troop or something. Like, if it happens every once in a while. But this is every single battle. It's not supposed to be like that. You know, we have a team where the enemy gets 0 turns. Back to back to back to back to back to back to back. That's not how this game works. So if they were going to nerf it, those of us who've had Ironhawk for a long time, we can't get too mad. We've already benefited from it. But it's the people that recently got Ironhawk, and they've been working towards it, and saving, and being patient, and they finally got it. Those are the people that are going to be really mad. Or the people that never got to use it. Even the people that have it and are using it are probably going to still be mad, but I feel like we've got plenty out of it by now, and it's not really... I mean, it's a game where you match gyms to get mana. There's one... Your team, the enemy's team. You know, the enemy's supposed to... I guess not, though. Like, if you think about it, if you're playing an RPG and you're stomping through, like, the beginning of the game, like, sometimes you can kill the enemy in one shot. So, I don't know. Maybe not. I always think... I don't know, I think it shouldn't work like that, but then I think about that. I'm like, well, sometimes in like other RPGs, you could kill them in one shot every single battle. But you barely get anything out of it. Like, with Ironhawks, you get a ton out of it. So that's the downside to... And in another RPG, if you can kill the enemies in one shot without them even getting a turn, most likely you're not going to get much out of it. You're not going to get any experience. You're not going to get some crazy loot. You're just walking through them because it's a random encounter or something, and you're just hitting them with lightning, and they're all dying, and you're just continuing on to your destination. You're not sitting there and fighting those low-level enemies over and over and over and killing them in one shot over and over and over with lightning or something. And eventually you run out of mana, right? You don't get to do it forever. Ironhawk is something where you're killing the enemy without them even getting a turn in one shot, and you're getting really good loot. And you can do it over and over and over and over and over. So even though I'm comparing it to something else that's kind of similar, in that other situation, in that other RPG, you're going to run out of mana eventually. You're not going to get good loot. You're not going to get experience. So it's kind of... I don't know. I don't think people should be crazy mad if they nerf it, but the people I feel for are the ones that have been saving and saving and... You know what I'm saying? Or they don't have it yet, they never got to use it. That's who it's going to be unfair to. Rich keeps dozing off. A bunny nog costume. Killer rabbits. Yeah, they always look kind of cool. Like bloody teeth. Double Dad says Cinny knows his role. Rich says, finally got an Ironhawk, now I need one more. McDoubledad says, rookie here, what's classless, like I can infer from context. Just means he has all of his classes at 100 and he doesn't need to level them anymore, so he can use whatever he wants. Most players don't have all the classes at 100, so they equip a class that they don't have all the way to 100 so they can get class experience as they play the game. If you're just sitting there on Titan at 100 and you use it for every single battle all the time and all your other classes are at 0, like, that's not a good thing. You want to be able to, you want to level up all your classes. First of all, you want to get all the class weapons, so you got to use them at least a little bit. Second of all, you're not always going to use Titan forever. There's other good classes like Elementalist and stuff like that. And you'll need them for different situations. Elementalist you're going to use in like Guild Wars and whatnot. And then Titan you're going to use early in the game for your Barrier and your Dust Storm. You know, there's like Shaman class for using Ferocity. There's plenty of reasons to use other classes a lot. So you can't just sit there and use one class all the time. So once you get a class to 100, you almost feel obligated to switch to a different class so you can get more experience for it. And then also, like, your class levels count towards your kingdom power, too, so you got to do that eventually as well. Like you saw me doing at the beginning of this stream. Bert says, I've just got about enough diamonds for Phoenicia. Should I blow them all on her or hang on to them? I always say, like, do you have Nisha medals? Like, how many do you got? Because if you only have, like, one, you should probably save them for something else. Really, the way it goes is, like, Rowan works just fine for things that Phoenicia does. So Phoenicia is just like a slight upgrade to your Rowan team in some situations. And then even then, like, you could use Guard's Avatar instead. There's, like, Scourge of Honor instead. There's Diamantina instead. There's other options, but, like, Rowan, like, Phoenicia is just your, I'm high level now and I'm using Phoenicia instead of Rowan. It's not like super duper way better or anything. It's better. But is it worth like that much diamonds if you don't have all the other top 10s? That's why I don't rank Phoenicia as a top 10. Because first of all, you need a certain amount of Nisha medals for her to even work correctly. You need like Sunspear at 100 for her to work correctly. You know, you already have Rowan who does a very similar thing. And Phoenicia is just slightly stronger. You know what I'm saying? So you're spending a ton of 4,000 diamonds on something, and it's just a slight improvement over what you're already using, or you're not ready for it yet. You don't have enough Nisha medals. It's like a very specific person that would craft Phoenicia. And now you're gonna start seeing people use Diamantina. So that's how the progression's gonna go from Rowan to Phoenicia to Diamantina. And the jump from Phoenicia to Diamantina is kind of similar to the jump from Rowan to Phoenicia. It's not like super needed. Oh, you're going to do it in one turn less than me some of the time? That's not a big deal. Like something I'm doing in 2 turns every single time, you're doing in 1 turn 90% of the time or whatever. It's like, you know, between Rowan and Ironhawk. Of course it's faster if you're min-maxing. It's not the end of the world if you're still using Rowan in the Vault event. It's not the end of the world if you're still using Rowan instead of Phoenicia. If you're using Phoenicia instead of Diamantina, it's no big deal. It's like getting that sword that hits for 1 damage more. And sometimes you can crit and kill them in 1 hit. But you can do that with your old team too. It just does it a little more. What happened here? Probably should have did wasn't paying attention. There we go. Allie says they should make an orb of doubling so you can duplicate a troop. I mean, they kind of do with the blue orbs. It helps you with your ascension. You mean like doubling a troop so you can put 2 on your team? I don't know. I'd probably rather have something else, but that's a good idea. Like, I like the way you're thinking. I think blue orbs kind of do that already, but they don't give you a physical troop. They just give you an ascension level. I only got 1 pet. That's so annoying. That's why I don't, like, chase pets like this very much. I'm not gonna, like, every time a pet pops up, I'm not joining some message group where we're telling each other every time a pet pops up, because my luck, I'm gonna get one of them, and it's not gonna help me at all. And I don't have so many gems that I can buy a bunch of baskets, so I don't really pay much attention. I'll wait for the Legends Reborn where I get 4 of them or 3 of them, and now I never need to think about pets again. I'll do the Delves and get a copy of a pet down there. I'll do the Vault event where I'm getting Orbs of Minion. I'm not going to join some message group where we talk about every time a pet pops up and I get 1 copy. Or I use all my gems for baskets and get like 1 fully ascended, but I drain 3,000 gems doing it. I'd rather, like, these days there's so many other ways. Just annoying. It's kind of like playing Treasure Hunt and you get like 1 gem from it. I've been playing this pet rescue and I'm getting 1 copy of a pet when I need like 30 something. So annoying. Like, okay, yay, I got my 9th copy of Bilb. I'm glad I stopped everything else I was doing and joined that message group and paid real close attention and quit doing vault keys to go get that 1 copy of Bilb. Now I got 9 copies of Bilb instead of 8 copies. Maybe he'll pop up again one day. There's only like 200 pets, and it's only a 1 in 200 chance that Bilb will pop up again. Boy, I hope he pops up again so I can stop everything I'm doing and go, you know, run that pet and get another 1 copy. Now I have, instead of having, you know, now I got 10 copies. Yeah. Yeah, buddy. Nah. Not for me. I'll wait for Legends Reborn where I can get 3 copies of it. I'll get Orbs of Minion. You know, I'll do the Delves. Things I'm doing anyway. Like, I don't want to stop. I'm already stop everything I'm doing to go get 1 copy of a pet. I will sometimes if I got, like, everything else done. But I'm not sitting there like, oh, I'm, like, on the toilet trying to push out half a turd and then, like, so, oh, my message, there, Bilb, let me hurry up and get off the, you know? Let me run and get that 1 copy of Bilb. No. I'm good. I'll wait for Legends Reborn. I'll play Vault event. I'm already doing it anyway. I'm gonna get some Orbs of Minion while I'm already doing a Vault event and getting other stuff. I'll do Legends Reborn, which I'm gonna do anyway. I'm not gonna, like, stop doing something else. I'm already doing it. I'm already doing Vault. I'm already doing Legends Reborn. I'm already doing the Underworld. I'm already doing Delves. I'm not gonna make it like its own thing where I stop everything else I'm doing to run and hurry up and get that 1 copy. That's not my way. That's not my style, I guess, of playing the game. Glorf says to get the best from her, you need 3. 2 is okay, but should be 3, really. Yeah, I think once you have 2 Nisha medals, you can start thinking about... You could probably make Phoenicia a top 10 at that point. If you have less than 2 Nisha medals, she's not a top 10. Once you have 2 Nisha medals, you can make Phoenicia a borderline top 10. She kind of just lost a little bit of her, you know, ranking with the Diamantina. Sometimes that's how it happens. That's how it happens a lot of the time. Like, Phoenicia didn't get nerfed. She didn't get any worse. Nothing happened. She's still the same. But another troop comes in that does the same thing better. So now you got to drop her down a little bit because you got to place that one. You place that one above her, so now she drops down. So she's actually probably went down a little bit. Maybe she was 15 and now she's 16, 17. But also it's kind of easier to get Nisha medals too, so... I don't know. But the globals, once you get the globals, it's not that big of a deal anymore. That's another good accomplishment. Like getting all your classes to 100, getting your 3 Nisha medals. Like, those are good accomplishments, that things you do and get done and you never have to think about again, really. Oh, let's see. So we did the pet. Guess all we got left is vault keys. And we're at the hour mark. I don't know how much longer I'm going to go. Let's go with Fomag here. And let's try to get something good. I got till the 21st of April to open all these vault keys. And the only reason I do that is to motivate myself. I don't think... You don't have to do that. It's not a thing you have to do. There's no reason to, like, open all your vault keys before the next vault event. It's just a motivation thing for me. If I have 0 vault keys going into a vault event, I'm going to be very motivated to try to get as many as I can to replenish it. If I have a 500 vault keys going into a vault event, I'm not super motivated. I don't know. It's just my own way. Yeah, if you got the Magma Dragon, that's another thing. You don't need it for Phoenicia. Like, we didn't know. Magma Dragon wasn't always here. He came in with Fire Rift. I don't even think people paired it with Phoenicia immediately either. So he's kind of a newer thing, like the past year or so, to go with Phoenicia. When they broke the record on speedrun.com and I told everybody about Fomag, that's when everybody started using it. But you didn't always... Like, you could use Flamifer with... I think Flamifer was the weapon. I don't even remember now because I've been using this for at least 6 months. It's been so long. I think we used to use, like, Flamifer at the top with, like, Sun Spear. Just like you don't need it because Magma Dragon makes the storm, makes a firestorm, so... And it's an elemental. And I already have all my fire classes at 100. So that's another thing. Like, people that don't have all their fire classes at 100 probably shouldn't use Fomag. Because you're not getting any class experience using this team. This is the only team I use that doesn't use a hero. And it's only because I have every single fire class at 100. I have all, like, Dragon Guard, Warlord, like, I have all of them at 100. So I have no reason to not do this. But if you don't have every single fire class, and there's like 6 of them, like 6 or 7 of them, there's a lot of them, so it's going to take you a while. You should probably not run this team. If you're just now getting Phoenicia, you probably don't have all your fire classes at 100. Because that's how I got them all to 100. You know, I equipped Sun Spear first, and then I equipped Slayer second, and then, like, whatever, Dragon Guard, Hierophant, Warlord. There's so many. That's one of those deals where you see somebody doing it on your TV screen or your phone or your computer screen, and it's something you probably shouldn't do, because you're not there yet. You're not that guy yet. It's something to keep in mind for the future, though, and to, like, try to get. But most people shouldn't do this. If you don't have Warlord at 100, you're doing it too soon. And every time you use Fomag, you're wasting an opportunity where you could be getting experience for those fire classes. Sir Michael's here, what up? Rich Kaufman says, I got Tina 9000 week prior, so I'm kicking myself a bit. Well, you know, Tina's like a... I think Tina's more of a top 10 than Phoenicia is, so it's not a big deal. I mean, I got Tina 9000 instead of Phoenicia, like... I don't think anybody's going to say, man, you screwed up. I think that's a good thing. I think you did good there. Tina's a really good troop you just don't see people use very often. I think Tina's awesome. Bunch of true damage, bunch of survivability. I like Tina. She goes really well with like other true damage options. I don't know what I'm doing here. What happened? Alright. Usually it's a 2 cast and I'm done. Glorfindel says she is great to craft. You have loads of fun smashing AoE damage with her. Maybe treat yourself for Easter. Crowseed says, yeah, Ironhawk is the first and only mythic I've crafted so far. That's a great one. As your very first Ironhawk. If you can get 2 of those bad boys, you're good to go. You'll be the fastest person to, like, I don't know, 10,000 gems or something. You don't need any stats for Ironhawk. That's why it's still a good option for beginners. Even though you have Rowan and like you should probably use Rowan, that way you're leveling your classes. It's the same deal as Phoenicia almost, except for Ironhawk isn't based on your stats. So like Phoenicia is based on your stats, it's based on Nisha medals, it's based on like certain classes being at a certain level or traded or whatever. Ironhawk is going to do the same exact thing for you as it will for me, because it's not based on any kind of stats. And then to run it during a vault event just to get a ton of resources is like fine in my opinion, instead of running Rowan and getting class experience, just because of how much more you're going to get. I don't know, I feel like I'm being a little bit of a hypocrite there, but it's kind of different situations. Like, you should not use Ironhawk at all, except for during the vault event, and then you should use Rowan whenever you're not doing the vault event, basically. If you're a beginner with very little classes to 100. Because that's the main way most of us leveled all our classes, is probably Rowan. Between Rowan and Phoenicia, those are the two troops that probably leveled every single class that I've got leveled. So if you somehow get Ironhawks super early, like, it's gonna take you a little bit longer, you know what I mean? To get all those classes to 100. Because I was sitting there using Rowan during vault events a couple years ago. You could still get the class weapons, though. You don't have to have your hero on to get credit towards the class weapon. So that's a good thing. But at some point, you're going to want to level like Elementalist to 100, Titan to 100, Frost Mage to 70, etc. Whoa, Allie, that's crazy. Your first crafted mythic was Zool. Dang. I don't think I've ever heard that before. Yeah, the Gem Dragons. I think that's a lot of people's first mythics these days. If I was to start up an account right now, there's a good chance my first mythic would be a dragon. Like a dragon egg, Ruby Wrath type of dragon. That's kind of crazy. And that's a pretty strong troop as your first mythic, too. It's AoE damage. Glorfindel says, only problem with Double Hawk is you need class experience. You always be in a bit of a dilemma on... Hey, you said exactly what I did, but before I said it. Nice job. Crowseed said, I only got one Ironhawk, so I use... Supernova said, what if they nerf Ironhawk and they make a warband with it? Bert says, can you get Phoenicius? You can get her from, Suncrest. What's a Suncrest week? You can get her with event keys. You can also randomly get her with glory keys and gem keys and guild seals when it's not a new mythic week. But it's really hard to, like, get lucky and get a specific mythic like that. But early in the game, you're supposed to throw all your keys and just hope and pray, and because you're missing so many troops. But later in the game, once you have all the epics and a lot of the legendaries, you kind of want to start saving, because a good mythic will come through as a new mythic, and you want all your keys for that, because it's instead of having 100 mythics to choose, you only have one, so you know what you're going to get. When you're throwing keys randomly, you have no idea what mythic it's going to be. It could be Fallen Vaudes or something, and now you wasted all your keys and got Fallen Vaudes. So you're not like really trying to get Phoenicia randomly. Most of the top 10 mythics you're going to target them and get them that way. You're not going to randomly get them. You'll probably randomly get 2 or 3 of the top 10s. As you're leveling up, as you're going from early game to mid game, you're probably going to get a couple of them, maybe. You'll get lucky. Because if you think about it, if there's 100 mythics, and only 10 of them can be the top 10, right? It's a 10% chance that you get a mythic, on top of like a 1% chance. So you're throwing keys, you got a 1% chance to get a mythic at all. And then if you happen to get that good RNG, and now you get a mythic, what is it? Oh, you got a 10% chance that it's a good one. So on top of a 1% chance, then you have a 10% chance. So it's very unlikely that you're going to happen to get a really good mythic off of randomly throwing keys. So you kind of like save them and save them and save them. So when a new mythic comes in, now it's not that 10% chance after the fact. It's a 100% chance. So you still have that 1% chance that you get a mythic, but then once that happens and you're good to go, it's no longer a 10% chance you get a good one. It's now a 100% chance, because it's the only one that can possibly be there. Which is the new mythic that's coming Friday is not. You don't want to throw any keys at all. If you're like a beginner or a mid-game player, you like take a break that week, because the only mythic you're going to get is the crappy one, and it's a 100% chance. So you got to know these things. It kind of sucks, like, as a beginner, you don't know these things. So you're probably just throwing every key you got all the time. But 1 week out of the month, the only mythic that's possible is the new mythic. And a lot of the time, they're not good. So if you happen to get a mythic during that week, you're going to get a crappy one guaranteed. So that's a good thing to know as a beginner, like the way it works with the new mythics and how at the first Friday of every month, and then for that whole next week, the only mythic you can get is the new mythic. Another problem is, like, beginners will throw keys on a Friday or whatever. They'll get the new mythic. And then on, like, let's say Monday, they get some more keys from their guild and stuff. And then they throw all those and they get the crappy new mythic again because it's the only one that's there. But they don't know that. And they're like, dang, how'd I get this new mythic? You know, that must have been really bad luck. I got the same one 2 times in a row. And then, like, Wednesday, Thursday, they're throwing keys again. The only one they can get is the same crappy one again. It's like, you got to know these things or you're going to waste keys. I don't know the exact levels because my, like, me not having Death Knight armor kind of skews everything a little bit. So I can't tell you, like, exactly what high, like, end game is or mid game is, early game is. Because it depends, do you have Death Knight armor or not? If you have Death Knight armor, you got to add on, like, 300 levels to whatever I say. But for me, I'd say early game ends at, like, it's like level, it's almost 1,000, but it's probably like 750 or 900 or something like that. Then mid game is like from 900 to 1250, 1300, something like that. Then you get into the early end game at like 1300-ish, 1250, around there. And then, like, you know, you go from there. But if you have Death Knight armor, you got to, like, increase that by 300. Yeah, it's definitely 1,000. It's definitely, like, 1400. And then end game is, like, 1500 and up or whatever because Death Knight armor. Get way more experience. 100%. Like, double. Glorfindel says, Supernova, there are some troops really close to being good in Adana. A slight tweak on them would be great. Glorf says, on Suncrest Week, Bert, yeah, and event chest. Tone says, when I do pet rescue once I get the pet, I'm out. Bert says, Glorfindel, in that case, I'm probably best trying my luck with the keys and hanging on to the diamonds. Sane says, do you think the devs are running out of ideas? I mean, they're copying, I don't know, I think they've been doing that the whole time, though. They've had some good ideas lately, like, in their favor, not in our favor. Not as in, like, it's fun. As in, they can make money in a roundabout way. Like, they're still, I think they still have ideas. I want to see what this next heroic gem is, though. Once, you know how the game works, too. Like, sometimes they don't have to think very hard to come up with the next thing. Like, you know how they'll do an explodey weapon that does a positive status effect to a typing that summons that typing? They can run through every single typing with that. Like, once they think of an idea, if they can do it like they do the weapons and just, oh, wait, we're going to make this troop that converts this to that, just change one little thing. The Doom daggers, and all they do is, like, change the color or change, you know what I mean? With the explodey weapons, they just change the typing. The weapons that used to, like, hit for damage and make 2 different colors for based on a certain kingdom, and they just run through all the kingdoms. Now they got 36 weapons they can make, and they just release them slowly. So it's probably not as hard as we think for them to come up with ideas. And if they need ideas, they'll just go to Google and type it in and put a man bun on it. Allie says, I wanted Phoenicia for my guild wars. Before coming to your channel, I wasn't able to beat anything better than Explore 6. Didn't have enough to make much in the forge. You said to save for Zul, so I did. That's crazy that you got Zul'Goth. Phoenicia for guild wars, though? Like, what? never seen her used in Guild Wars. Glorfindel says, I don't have any Death Knight pants to wear, unfortunately. Hey, you're right there with me then, me and you, pantsless. Got our nipples out. You get more experience if you have your nipples covered. Buy the Death Knight armor, which I totally recommend to every single person. I'm just making everything harder on myself. I'm a cheapskate. I hate the way it sounds when I'm talking about being free to play. It always sounds like I'm being like, I'm better than you, but it's the other way around, you know? I'm a cheapskate. I'm not helping this game at all. You know, you should buy it. You should contribute to the game. It's very smart. I'm an idiot. You know what I mean? It always comes out the other way, but that's the way. In reality, you're helping the game. You're smart. I'm a cheapskate. That's the reality. The only thing I could say is, like, in me being free to play is I can help every single person. So I feel like that's the redeeming quality of me being free to play. Is no one can ever say anything about my VIP level or anything. Like, you can't. I have my own armor. It's called free to play armor. And no trolls can say anything about me buying anything or having extra this or that from buying something. Which, if I was a troll, I would say that immediately. I always feel like whenever I'm about to have an argument with somebody about Gems of War, that's the first thing that pops into my head. So if I was a troll, that's probably what I would be saying too. Yeah, what's your VIP level, bro? Oh, you think you're so much better than me? I don't know why, but... That's so, like, I'm thinking of the thing that the person might say, and then... So they can't say it. I don't have it. You can't say that. I haven't spent any money. I have no VIP. So you can't say, yeah, but... Allie says it doesn't sound bad. Because I feel like 99% of the people do spend money on the game. So anytime I say anything about it, like, I feel like, you know, a percentage of them might take it the wrong way. I only know, like, a couple people that are free to play. And Beg for Mercy was one of them, and he quit. You know? Hold on a sec, y'all. Sorry about that. My daughter's been in here the entire time, and she wanted to leave the room, so I was letting her out. Alright, so, I don't know. I might be done soon. Let's do 6 more minutes. Let's get to that hour-and-a-half mark. Let's see if we can get something good out of this vault. I need to be doing these vault keys anyway. What's the date right now? The 5th? So I have 16 days to use all these keys. So... I gotta be using like 15 a day or something at least. I don't know the exact math. I didn't feel like doing it, but something like that, right? Probably a little bit less than that. Somewhere in there. Glorfindel says they should have troops now that directly counter a specific OP troop. Like, for example, a troop that'll blow up leprechauns for the... That'd be cool. The stream almost cut out, Chad? Uh-oh. Bert says, hey, free-to-play is your thing. If you start throwing money out, you'll be like everyone else. Yeah. It's never like a bad thing. If I ever decide to spend money on the game, it wouldn't be terrible. Allie says, I wish they would allow in-game gifting of other things besides gems. Yeah, it'd be cool if we could, like, trade stuff. I wish I could give you guys things. The only thing I can do is gift you memberships. And that's kind of like a chatathon thing. I want to keep that special. If something ever happens, like somebody comes in here and gives me $100, I'd probably give, like, a gifted membership as, you know... If, like, anything crazy ever happens, I always have that in my back pocket to give back. But all I can really give you is my knowledge of the game. I can't I wish I could give you guys, like, diamonds or something, since I don't need them. I could give you power orbs, diamonds. It'd be cool if we could trade in-game. That would just ruin everything, though. The devs would hate it. They'd never let us do that. Oh, you had to restart the stream, Sane? Uh-oh. I do have every single child home right now, and they're probably all on the internet, so it's probably my fault. My dog farted. Oh, nice, Ali. That's what I'm always hoping for, is 300 gems. Glorfindel says I'm only VIP 3, and that's because the kids treated me to the campaign pass a couple of times. Heck yeah. Nice job, Sir Michael! Alright, let's go like 4 or 5 more minutes. Let's see what we can get. Oops, I should have done that green extra turn, dummy. Let's grab this so we have both. Bang. Bang. When I lose my stats next week, I'm not going to be able to do high-level explore. You know how I feel about that, man. I don't think you need to be doing high-level gold farming, but whatever floats your boat. We got the vault here in 2 weeks. If you got nothing else to do, I know you're a super high-level player, though, so those are the people that don't have to follow all of my exact advice, you know? You're already doing your own thing. You've already made it there your own way, and you already know how to play the game, so if you're playing treasure hunt all day, you know, you're higher level than me. You know what I mean? Like, you obviously got there because you're smart. So whatever you're doing, I can't blame you for it. It's like the people that complain and stuff like, oh, I can't get the Horde Mimic Mythic, or oh, I never have enough of this or that. Those are the ones trying to help. Why'd I do that? Oh, well. Like, there was something the other day. Somebody said something, and it kind of... I forget what it was. Oh, man. I really wanted to say something about it. I forget, though. Can't remember. Something where they were just not playing the right way, and I wanted to address it. They didn't have something, but they were doing something else that was dumb. And I just wanted I wanted to say something to help them out. I don't know. I forget. Like, the one thing they were saying something about not having something, but then, like, in the same sentence they said they were doing something they probably shouldn't be doing. Like, yeah, well, if you're doing the other thing, you would have that thing. I don't know. This game's hard for beginners sometimes. If you've never ever played it before, you've never seen anybody play it, you've never looked at a guide, you could be sitting there doing challenges and treasure hunt all day and not know that, yeah, it's not the right thing to do. You could be trying to build up 80 million souls or something. Not in a guild. That's why I love doing the beginner things. I might do another one eventually. Like, they did add some new stuff to the beginning of the game again. They're going to keep doing that, though, and how many times am I supposed to do a new account playthrough? Thinking like maybe once a year I'll do a new account playthrough. Can't even remember what exactly they added. They added something in the last update to the beginner portion of the game. I think it's just like more tutorials. Ali says it was months before joining a guild. That's how I felt like when I first started playing. So I completely understand. That's why, like, that's the thing. That's the most important thing I stress, is you got to get in a guild, because I know I felt the same way as some people out there that don't want to get into a guild. Like, you just don't want to be responsible for anything having to do with other people. It's not like you just think you can do everything by yourself or something. You just don't want to, like... You don't want other people, like, looking at your scores. You don't want to have to, like, give something that you might not be able to give. You don't want to, like, disappoint other people. You don't want to look like a noob to other people. Like, there's... I feel you. But that's not how it is. You join a guild, you don't have to talk to them at all. Nobody's going to care what you're doing as long as you're, you know. Especially like the early low-level guilds. Like, most of them, you can do nothing and they'll just let you stay. And I have plenty of guides and plenty of beginner and plenty of new account playthroughs where I tell you exactly how to not get kicked out of a guild, and it's not that hard. Most early guilds are going to have no requirements, and all they're looking at is making sure you're playing the game. You know, hopefully you help in the events. Maybe you give some gold here or there. But they're not going to kick you out if you don't give 1,000,000 gold right now and you don't get first place. Like, it's the complete opposite. And you don't have to talk to anybody. No one cares. No one's even looking at you. Like, and it's such a bad thing to not be in a guild. It's crazy. It's the worst thing you can do in this entire game. Is not join a guild. Or you, like, stay in a dead guild or something. I don't think there's anything worse. There's no way you could do anything worse than not being in a guild. Maybe keeping it on, like, not turning it to ×4 and just keeping it on the lowest. That would be pretty bad, too. Trying to think of a way to, like, maybe I could make a video about that, like, the biggest, like, detrimental things you can do in the game or whatever. Definitely being a lone wolf and not in a guild or staying in a dead guild would be #1. The worst thing you can do. And then, like, not turning the speed up would be pretty bad too, because you're just slowing the game down for no reason. Turning the speed up, you can definitely get used to the game first, and, like, you don't have to do that immediately. I think joining a guild, as soon as it lets you, as soon as it says anything about allowing you to join a guild, you should do it immediately without hesitation. Turning the speed up is something you can do after you're used to how the game works. But also as soon as possible. If I got it in 4x speed and you have it in regular or whatever, 0, I'm getting battles done 4 times faster than you. You're doing 4 times less than me. You could have 4 times more than you've got. In joining a guild, it's like 30 times. That's why it's even worse. Joining a guild, you get 30 times everything. Or 29 times or whatever. Turning the speed up to 4, you get 4 times everything. So, the person that would be in the worst situation ever, like Gemma Jameson, would be not in a guild and have it on the slowest setting ever and playing Treasure Hunt all day and all night. That person would be not having a great time and wondering why. What the heck? This game is hard. I'm trying to solo it. I'm trying to solo this treasure hunt on the slowest speed possible. Ooh, a major orb. Come on, baby. Ah, that's good enough, I guess. We got a new mythic this Friday, so a big purple orb I can use on my guild seals, so it's kind of useful. I think I'm going to stop the stream there. Not the best thing ever, but that's a pretty decent orb. I need them for this Friday. Not super bad, but I think other people would like that. Alright, I'm going to catch up in the chat and say goodbye. JM Ricks is here. Hope the stream is going well, Cinny. Just dropping by between work meetings. Well, thank you. Allie says, oh, hint, Cinny, the other day you couldn't scroll down to Zool. You need to scroll down from the left troop highlighted. Oh, yeah, because he's the only one on that last row? Okay. Yeah, that was dumb. Dumb of me. Recruiting is brutal these days? I bet it is. I would never want to be a guild leader. I was one time, and it totally, like, death threats was the result. But yeah, being a guild leader, like, first of all, you got 29 other people you gotta deal with and keep an eye on, and 29 different personalities, and then you got to recruit. You got to keep everybody happy that's in the guild. And then when people leave, you got to replace them. So, and I see like the forum. If you didn't believe me when I made the video about people are quitting Gems of War, just go look at the forum. There is every other message on the forum is a guild recruiting. And it's always been like that a little bit. Like there's, I would say 2 years ago, if you went to the forum, you would probably see 2 or 3, maybe 4 guilds on there recruiting. If you go there right now, there's like 10. There's at least twice as many right now. It's crazy. You can barely find like if you're not looking for a guild and you go to the forum, they need to like take that out and like place it somewhere else. They need to take the guild recruitment stuff and take it off the main page or whatever and like put it in its own like category or something. So if I'm like looking for actual information or trying to see what people are talking about, there's like recruiting. Oh, here's one finally. Oh, recruiting. Here's one finally. It's so much right now, you can tell. A lot of people have been, and just messages I've been getting from people and people I know not playing as much or taking a break or quitting. It kind of like all adds up. People get sick of it. And there's other games out there. You can't play this game forever. Like, I don't know. But it's good enough. Like, they definitely, like, they put new stuff out every week. I mean, you can play it forever, but people don't. You know what I mean? It's a really good game for that. You can play it for years and years and years because they keep putting out new stuff. That's the best part about it, I feel. It's free, and you can play it free, and you don't feel like they stop you at any point. They're not stopping you. There's some free games out there where they'll stop you, like either for the week or for the day, or you just reach the end and you have to wait. Either it's a time thing or you have to spend money or whatever. But with this game, you can go and go and go and go. It's a free game where you could play it 10 hours a day every day if you wanted to and never like reach the end. And they're going to put something new in next week for everybody. And then the week after that, they're going to put something new in, and there's a cycle, and it's never the same thing. It's this event this week, and then a new event the next week, and this kingdom this week, and a new kingdom next week. It's never the same. There's a new mythic every month. They put updates out still. They're almost on like what, like 7? Version 7 or something. That's pretty cool. And they do like 6.5 and 6.6, and like they keep putting out new stuff. So as long as they're doing that, I'll probably keep playing as long as the first sign of trouble is going to be when they don't do that. There's not a new Glory Shop troop, or they haven't put out an update in 4 months, or they didn't even care it was Christmas, or then you'll be able to tell. They leave bugs in the game, they never address it, or that's when the game will be going downhill, which hopefully doesn't happen anytime soon. Glorfindel says, Mr. Cool, consider the Vault Weekend coming up. Oh yeah, that's a great idea. Sorry, my mouth didn't want to work. Did you have a thing for your Tier 3, Glorfindel? You said something about it, and I tried to remember it, but I have like hundreds of people saying things to me all the time, so I forgot what you asked for. So if you're there right now, if you still want a video for your Tier 3, like, oh, I just need the idea, and I'll do it. I just forgot. It's not your fault, it's my fault. I almost want to do a chatathon every month, but I know that like it's almost getting to that point, like where the months that we don't have a chatathon, it's kind of depressing. But I don't want to like do that to you guys. So I don't know. After Dark, we'll try that this month. So on April, like the April 21st weekend, maybe an After Dark. It's like I kind of did the After Dark experiment, and it wasn't everything I hoped it would be. Like a different time slot, maybe I'll get different people, but it always seems to be about the same. It's never any different. But I'm going to try it again, you're right. Allie says I had to turn the speed up slowly to prevent... Yeah, I feel you. As long as you did it eventually, it's fine. Top 10 beginner mistakes, yeah. That's a good one. Hyper mode. Ludicrous speed. Bull says I'm on Xbox and I've started my own guild. The only way is up 10 days ago. The best thing I've done since I started playing this game 4 months ago. Yeah, man, if you can get a full guild. I definitely wouldn't... It's not for the faint of heart, and I wouldn't recommend it for everybody. Not everybody can be a guild leader anyway. That's not how it works. I think the easiest way to do things is to not be a guild leader and to find an already established guild, and then you can leave guilds and go to a higher level guild, leave that guild, go to another higher level guild. If you make your own guild, first of all, it's really hard to like build it up, and you're never going to be in like bracket 1 in Guild Wars. You're never going to be in like the top 10 as far as trophies go. People are going to look at you and, oh, you're not in this bracket, oh, you're not in this. Like, it's going to be harder to recruit. It's hard to keep 30 people in just a brand new random guild. And, like, you can never leave your own guild. I mean, that's your guild. And then if you get it full of 30 people, you're going to feel a type of way, and you're not going to want to abandon these people that are in your guild. So, I don't recommend it to most people. You probably should not make your own guild. It's very hard, and it kind of handicaps you a little bit, just overall. It's way easier to join an already established guild and not be the guild leader, and then you can leave that guild whenever you want and go to a better guild when you're ready. If you make your own guild, you're never... Why would you leave your own guild, you know? It's kind of... That'd be weird. Take care, Chad. Later, Elgins. GM is like a job, says Sane. No problem, Allie. Thank you for being here. Bull says, thanks for all the information, Cindy. Every little bit helps. Have a great week. Catch you... Yeah. Yeah, the schedule is tomorrow. We got the class event. So, Frost Mage. Hopefully, early in the morning. We'll see how it goes. And then Friday, we got New Mythic and Dark Pits. I'll have 2 videos for Friday. Saturday, we'll do the live stream. So, Saturday, 10:30 a.m. EST. And then Sunday will be spoilers. And then we start all over again. Somewhere in there will be some EverQuest, if anybody's here watching for that. Probably today or tomorrow. And, yeah, that's about it. Everything I have scheduled. After dark, hopefully, we'll think about doing that on the Vault weekend like Glorfindel suggested. It's a good idea. Glorf says, no, I didn't ask for anything specific, just had a few ideas. We'll let you know an idea soon for when you need an idea to fill a gap. Okay, man. Yeah, for sure, just send it to Chad if you don't want to do the Discord thing. Yeah, Allie's awesome. She's a great addition to our guild. I don't know. We got DC and Allie. I don't think there can be any... You know what I mean? They're so generous. Like, you guys would be surprised. DC and Allie. And they're both in my guild. Bull says my guild is in a rotation with 6 of us and have 16 players so far. Yeah, I mean, like, in the end, if everything works out and you make your own guild, like, that would be very, that'd feel really good. Like, if you're thinking about the long haul and, you're willing to put in the work and, you know, if you make your own guild and you get it up there and everything and it's a good guild eventually, like, that would feel really good and everything, but it's just easier. Like, the path of least resistance is for sure to join an already established guild and not have to worry about all the guild leader stuff and keeping 30 people in the guild. Because if you can't keep 30 people in the guild, the other people in the guild are going to be unhappy. You know what I mean? So, it's just the easier way to go. I don't really recommend people to start their own guild. Whenever somebody says that, I just say, don't do it. I've tried it before. It didn't work. It's way harder. It's going to take forever. If you don't plan on playing this game for at least 5 years, you should not start your own guild. And it's so much easier to not do that and just join a guild that's already in bracket 10 or bracket 20 or bracket 30 or already has this many trophies and already has 30 people in there and requirements and stuff. Other Barry says, I should go back to my PS account and Mana Bombers. Man, I'm telling you. We may not be like the guild that has the highest guild requirement. We may not be in bracket 1. We may not be number 1 on the trophy, whatever. But the people in the guild are so generous and, you know, there's a lot of loyal people there. Like, it's like the best high-level guild with, like, the lowest requirement. It's, like, perfect. It's exactly what I was looking for when, you know, I needed a guild. Leon says, is it bad if a guild can't finish all tasks by Thursday? I mean, as long as you get them all done by the end of the week. You definitely, I've done a video like that before, like how to know if you're in a good guild or not. You want them to get all the basic tasks done. And then anything on top of that is, you know, frosting. If you're in a high-level guild, you expect way more than that. But just like the first requirement for being a decent guild, you got to get all the basic tasks done. You need the stats. Like, the whole guild gets those stats. If you can't get the basic tasks done, you're missing out on stats. And then just events. You want to make sure your guild is getting all the events done, too. The world event, if they're not getting that done by Sunday, that's not a good guild. If you're not getting all the basic tasks done by Sunday, that's not a good guild. If the guild doesn't have some sort of gold requirement, it's not a good guild. If the guild doesn't keep 30 people, or at least try to, it's not a good guild. You know, if the guild leader isn't, like, understanding, and if you got some a-hole, even if they do everything else right and the guild leader's an a-hole, that's not a good guild. I mean, we got Mr. Extreme, but he's not an a-hole to me, you know? He's not an a-hole to his guild mates. He's a good guild leader. But, like, if you have some a-hole that's telling her, you better do this and you better do that, and you gotta play every single day and do what I say and make sure this and that, like, nah. You need somebody that's cool. It's when people have a problem, they address it, but they're not, like, micromanaging everybody. So, those are the ways to tell if you're in a good guild or not. And, of course, in the beginning of the game, you're not gonna join a guild immediately that's getting all the basic tasks done and all the events done and has an awesome guild leader. You're going to have to keep looking and looking and looking. You're not going to find your guild probably until your 4th or 5th or 6th guild that you join. Your first guild is never going to be the guild that you stay with forever. Just think like that. The first guild is never going to be the guild you stay with forever. Just think like that and always be looking for the better guild. The second guild is probably never going to be the guild you stay with forever. Even the third guild. It's going to be the 4th, the 5th, the 6th. It's not going to be the 1st, the 2nd, or the 3rd. Because nobody's going to want a little level 100 person in a good guild. You know what I mean? You got to be 750, 1,000, 1,200 before you find that good guild that you're going to stay in forever. It's just that way it goes. So, if you're under level 1,000, you're probably not in your last guild. You're the guild that you're going to be in forever. Until you get to at least 1,000. You missed the jokes on Twisted. Bert says, Baz, Bone Beater, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Yeah. Alright, y'all, I'm going to get out of here. Like, share, subscribe, consider joining. Helps a lot. Tell your guild about the channel. Comment below. Who do we got to give special thanks to? Glorfindel with the gifted to Matthew Walls. We got Chad with the 2, man. He's like at a strip club. He's always throwing them 2s at me. I appreciate it, man. It adds up for sure. I'm going to rake them up with like a rake. You're the man. And then, who else? Allie. Allie with the gifted. Helps so much. Really appreciate it. You guys keep me going. Thank you for joining me today. Chad, Glorfindel, Bert, Sedgwick, Other Barry, Leon. We got Allie, we got Bull, we got Glorfindel, Chad, Clip Bomb, Sane Hahuri, Bull, JM Ricks, Chad, Elgin's Toy, Bert Sedgwick, Supernova, JM Ricks, Sane, Allie, Chad, Sir Michael, Bull, Bert, Sane, Bert, Tone, Smoke Off was here today. Crowseed was here today. We got Bert, we got Chad, we got Glorf, we got Mick Doubledad. Mick Doubledad was here. Rich Kaufman, good to see you, man. Glad you were here today. Matthew Walls. Got that gifted membership. Chad, thank you again, man. Glorfindel, Beg, McDoubledad, Tone, Bull. Did I miss anybody? Mike D. I did miss somebody. It's Mike D. He was here first, too, today, I remember. Ebony Brown was here. Ebony's here, like, almost every time. Ebony doesn't, like, chat a lot, but I feel like she's here, like, a lot. So I really appreciate it. She says hi, and then she goes and lurks. But it's, like, every single live stream. Appreciate it. Sebastian was here. Bull. Crowseed, Supernova, Elgins, Chop was here today. Got Glorfindel, Supernova, Mike D, some of the first people. Rich Kaufman was one of the first people. There's Ebony. All right, y'all. Everybody have a good day. You guys are the best. I'll see you tomorrow for that class event. And New Mythic and Dark Pits on Friday. Have a good one. Peace out. Really appreciate it.